Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 21 offensive plays video breakdown, I want to take a look at a cover 4 beater that you'll find out of the gun spread, and the name of the play is called RNS Switch Dig, and I've already done a breakdown of this particular play, but from a different formation. I showed it out of the gun flanker close as far as attack and man coverage, where you can find the outside receiver run the post open, or you can find the flanker who runs a dig route open against man coverage. Here I want to show you you can run this same play against zone coverage, particularly cover 4, where you'll have some success with it. So let's go ahead, take a look at the play diagram, and then we'll get onto the field. And here's the play diagram as you look at it. As I mentioned already, these are the two receivers we're going to really look at. It's going to be this one here running the post, which is the split in, and then we're going to look at the flanker running the dig, because those are the two receivers that really get open when you run this against cover 4 coverage. So let's go ahead and get on the field, and we'll get right into the breakdown here and show you how effective this play can be against cover 4 coverage. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now keep in mind, I'm running this from the run and shoot playbook, and here we are in the gun spread. We're going to go ahead and show you the play right there again. It's at the bottom of your screen as you get to it here. And again, it's called the RNS Switch Dig is the name of the play. On the defensive side of the ball, we're going to run this against the big nickel over G cover 4 palms. We're also going to run this against a couple other cover 4 coverages as well. So let's go ahead and get on the field here. And what I want to show you initially is how open against the palms coverage out of the big nickel, how open the split end can get open in this particular play. So here's the split end, and what he's going to run, as I mentioned, he's going to break up the field here on a post route, take an inside release and get into this area here. What I want you guys to watch and focus in on is what happens between sometimes the free safety or this corner right here. One of these guys are going to cover him as he breaks towards the post. And as long as he gets inside position on him, or at least one on whoever's covering him, if he gets inside position as we're dropping back our quarterback, and that's what we're going to show you here, that will be able to make this throw deep down the field and complete it for a big gain down the field. A lot of times you might even be able to take this in for a score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run this and just show you what can happen here, but you got to have enough time to make this throw. And right there is I got hit, but you could see that I had inside position on that receiver, or excuse me, on that corner that was the safety that was covering him, and I could have made that throw. One of the things I am going to do is I'm going to hot route the running back on a curl route. Now, I don't always do this, but I want to show you why as we do this breakdown, particularly because of the flanker there. Let's go ahead and run this again. And then we end up making the catch deep down the field. If he catches that on the run, again, I got hit as I made that throw, but if he can catch that on the run, it's a very possible that you'll take it in for a nice score very, very quickly and pick up a big gain from it. What I want to do is I want to go into instant replay and show this to you guys. And you can see that he gets open as he gets deep down the field, as long as he gets that inside spot. Let's go ahead and run this real quick here. So right there you can see, as we zoom in here, I'm going to go ahead and do some zooming in here even on the screen here. As you look at it, you can see the safeties lined up to the outside of him, or to the inside of him, excuse me. But if we keep running through the play here, it's right there. As we go back and zoom in, this is when I knew that I had it, when this guy gets to the inside of him. Now, with him being to the inside, I know darn well that I'm going to be able to find him open where when he breaks towards that post, that I can make that throw there. Now, of course, if I wouldn't have gotten hit, that's a touchdown probably. So just keep that in mind as you run this against palms coverage out of the big nickel. Let's go into another defense here from another cover 4 defense, and this time we're going to go into the let's go into the dollar cover 4 defense, the drop contain. That's the one I want to go ahead and run next. Let's go ahead and show this one to you. And this is going to show you why I like to hot route the running back on a curl out. Now, keep in mind, he's running the leg curl, but I want to make sure that he goes out. So I'm going to go ahead and hot route him on a curl route. And this time, what you're going to find is that this receiver, which is going to be the flanker on the dig route, he's going to be open as he breaks down the field. So he'll end up taking that inside release into this area here, and then breaking down the middle of the field there about 20 to 24 yards. And the other thing you're going to find is this linebacker here, he's supposed to be dropping back in the hook zone. Because the running back is coming out of the backfield into this area here, he'll come up to cover him, and that's going to allow us a soft spot in between the underneath coverage and the deep coverage where we can make that throw to Brown, who runs that dig route. Now, just much like the post route, you've got to have enough time to make that throw where you can get it in there, such as what I showed you on the screen right there. So this play works well against both as far as finding the flanker or the split end against cover 4 coverage, but it all depends on what happens first with the split end and what happens on the coverage here. Let's go look at this as you watch, because I want to show you a couple different things that are going on, and this is why the flanker is more open than the split end. So let's go ahead and run this, and you guys will see. The first thing I talked about earlier was this linebacker right here. As you're looking at it, you can see that he is, in fact, coming up to cover this running back. When he comes up, then that's going to leave that flanker wide open where we can make that throw, such as you see on your screen right there. Because if you look at it, you look at the safety here, the strong safety, he's dropping back in that deep hook zone, right? And then you've got this guy coming underneath on this route right here where he can get underneath that coverage. That's why it's important to have the running back running that curl route to make sure that that linebacker doesn't sink back to take that away. So that's the reason I suggest you hot route him on a curl route. Now, what I want to do here is I want to go back, if I can here, and just show you something. If you go back here and look and deep down the field, you're going to see one of the things that happens here with this particular defense. As you look at it, this safety doesn't come up at all, and he's playing back far enough. And then if you look over here at this other safety, he's also playing far enough back. And what's going to happen is we're not going to get that inside position where we can make that throw to Diggs as he runs that post route. We're just not going to have him open like I showed you earlier. So that's because the two safeties are playing a lot better coverage here with this particular cover 4, which is out of the dollar cover 4 drop contain, than they were when we showed you out of the palms. All right, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and punt the ball, and I'll punt it back, and we'll get back onto it because I want to show you guys some more with this. I'm running out of real estate here. Actually, let's just go ahead and run it one more time. And we'll go ahead and run it one more time. We'll probably end going into the end zone on this particular play. I'll be honest with you. We'll probably get it to the end zone. So let's go ahead and run this out of the dime normal quarters this time. And I want to show you how this works against quarters coverage. And again, the split end is going to be open where we can make that throw. Now, one of the things I also want to point out, in a lot of these, if you're looking really close, and if you may not have noticed this, but if it's one linebacker dropping back in a hook zone, generally the split end is going to be open on the post route. If there are two linebackers dropping back, then a lot of times you'll find that the flanker's open. I don't know why it is like that, but for some reason, in a lot of cases against some of the cover 4 coverages you'll find, I'm not saying all of it's like that, but in a general rule of thumb is if one linebacker drops back in the hook zone, then you're going to find the split end open. If two linebackers drop back in hook zones, then you're going to find the flanker open. Let's go ahead and run this, and I want you guys to watch this time. And there it is, a touchdown. Like I said, I guaranteed it was going to be a touchdown, and it is. And it's because of the coverage again. He gets that inside position, and that's what allows him to get open. Now also watch the strong safety when I go into instant replay and watch what he does, which is a lot different than what we saw earlier when it was running it with the flanker dig, when I was hitting the dig route with the flanker. Let's go ahead and watch this here. See right there, if you watch, let's go ahead and zoom in real quick here. If you just zoom in, see he's not dropping back like he was earlier. He's not dropping back into this area here. He's actually widening out here to help cover either the will route or the dig route. And that's what you're seeing here. See how he goes out? He's covering the will route as you go back and look. If we go back here and look, and that's the difference. If he goes out and covers to the outside and covers that will route, then there's no defender that's going to be able to help that other safety out. And then therefore we're going to be able to make that throw deep down the field where we can complete it for a big play, such as what I'm showing you on your screen here. And you can see right there when we make that throw, it's a touchdown. Let's go back and rewind it again here, because I want to show you another thing here that you're going to find as you watch this. Just watch the two corners, the corner and the safety here. Excuse me, I'm getting a little drink here. I'm getting a little winded as I do this, a little thirsty. But as I do this play, you'll notice that the free safety now, he goes out to cover the will route. And then we've got the corner right here going to the inside now to cover the post route that's being ran by the split end, and that's what happens there. And plus I just showed you about the strong safety where he goes over to cover the will route. That leaves that wide open where we can make that throw. All right, so I want to go into one more defense here real quick here. I'm going to go ahead and kick the ball here real quick for you guys. Don't care if I make it or do make it or don't make it. Doesn't really matter. Totally whiffed it. But at any rate, let's go back in here and show you one more thing on this particular play. And I want to show you how effective it is against one other coverage as far as out of the cover 4 here. Let's just go ahead and run this real quick and kick it. Just trying to kick it real quick because I don't care. All right, so he kicks it off and get it out of bounds here. And we're going to kick it back to us with the Chiefs here so we can get back with the Bills having the playbook, having the play. But as I mentioned earlier, this play is very effective against cover 4. And I've already talked about how effective it is against, man coverage as well. So which makes it a nice play to run. Let's go ahead and punt this ball away just real quick here. Just going to call anything. It doesn't matter. Just want to get the ball punted back so I can show you the last thing on here real quick. All right. So we're going to run this against one more defense here real quick, and then we'll get out of the video breakdown. Here I want to go ahead and run this against the quarter normal defense. This is the quarter normal that we're going to run. This is going to be a cover 4 as well. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown here one more time. And I know this video is kind of long, but I want to kind of just show this whole thing to you guys so you can see. This is going to be the drop play. And let's see what happens here with the coverage here. So I can show you, again, how this works against this particular coverage here. This one, I'm going to tell you right now, the split end is not going to be as open. It's going to end up being the flanker as he comes across on that dig route. And if you looked at those safeties, you would have saw the safeties didn't go out wide. They stayed playing the quarters coverage rather than going out and cover those wheel routes. And when you see that, that should be an indicator that you're going to hit the dig route. If you see them going out wide to cover the wheel routes, then you're going to know that the split end's open. If they stay home and they play deep, drop the quarters like they're supposed to, then you know the dig route's going to be open. Let's go back in here one more time here and watch this. And as you go through it, as you look at the coverage here, now this particular one has the two linebackers dropping back in hook zones. And then the other thing, as I mentioned earlier, as I've already talked about several times here, is those two safeties. They're dropping back in their quarters coverage like they're supposed to, and they're not going out wide like we showed earlier to cover those wheel routes. And there's the dig route that's open. So hopefully this video breakdown will give you an idea what the RNS switch is all about as far as attacking cover 4 and something that you guys can use to attack cover 4 coverage.